Hi guys, welcome to session number 19 of Marketing 102. My name is Yankit Khan, and in this series we are going to study the final type of pricing, that is value-based pricing. Now, as the name suggests, value-based pricing is the pricing where the prices are set according to what customer give value to our product. Before that, whatever method of pricing which we covered, they were more or less based on the cost-based approach. But the final pricing, that is value-based pricing, is concerned about how a customer perceive our product. What kind of estimated value do they give to our product? So the basic fundamental of this pricing is we try to find out what the customer need and value perception. So for example, if you are in an automobile industry and you are trying to sell a car, you are trying to price your car. So essentially your pricing would be more or less related to the cost of the car. But if you are pricing your car in the value based approach, so first of all your thought should be to find out what kind of customers are what kind of segment is your customer base come from, and then on the basis of those customer segment you try to find out what kind of value do they give to the different aspect of a car. So for example, some customer may think that they are willing to compromise on the look of the car, but as long as the tires of the car are long lasting. So in that case, when you design the car, you already have a perceived notion that what customers want in a car and what values do they associate with the car. If you have that, in that case you will be able to design a car within that value margin. So the company set target and design the product. After you have finalized, after you have sort of estimated, or through the market survey you have gained some perception that what is the customer think about a product, what are the sectors in a product, what are the areas in a product where customer do not want to compromise, and in what areas customer is willing to compromise, then it is easier for you to set the target and design the product. And because you already have a target price, your cost will also be within that margin. The advantage to any firm who is following this value based pricing is that they are able to sort of find out what is in the mind of the intended customer. So if you are inside the mind of the customer, in that case your product will less likely to be a failure in the market, because the entire product is designed on the basis of what consumer want in a product. Now, with that we have finished the different forms of pricing. What are the different policies related to, or what are the different methods of pricing? Now we are going to cover what are the different methods which a company usually follows. So first time, we are more or less all of them we have already covered somehow in the previous 4 topics. You can look at the previous videos, but we are going to cover some 7-8 normal pricing methods. So first of all, you have comparative pricing. Now comparative pricing is first and foremost, it is prevalent in those markets which are highly competitive. That is, there are a large number of sellers who are selling almost homogeneous products, that is products which are very much like each other and they are replaceable. In that case the market becomes very competitive. So if your customer is selling a product, let's say at 10 rupees, you cannot sell it at 12 or 13 rupees, because your product and the customer products are very much equal. So there is no product differentiation. Products are not different from each other in a lot of respect. So therefore the firm fixes price at a very competitive level. So if you are trying to sell the product in a competitive market, so you will be pricing your product very much similar to the competitor product only. Then you have penetration pricing. Now penetration pricing is usually is relevant to those markets which have somehow achieved a saturation point. So I'm sure you remember companies like Ola and Uber. When they entered the Indian market, they were practically giving free rides to their customers. Why? Because they wanted to first create their market share. They want to penetrate the market to create their market share. Once the consumer is dependent on their product, that is when they try to raise the prices. The objective is to enter the market, capture the market share, and develop popularity of the brand. So by popularity of the brand, the crude way of saying is they want to create some sort of addictiveness in the mind of the consumer. Now, even if you have to pay 50, 60, 70 rupees extra than you were paying when you first started using the app, you won't mind, because now you are addicted to the convenience of the product. This type of pricing you basically find in a retail level distribution. That is where the product are highly elastic, where there is a very high elasticity of demand. That is, the demand moves a lot with change in price. This particular pricing cannot be found in B2B sector. It is more or less found in the B2C segment only. The third major pricing method or popular pricing method is one price versus variable price. Now, one price policy, I'm sure you understand that for the same quantity of purchase, you are going to charge similar prices. So, for example, if your product is sold by dozen, a customer segment who is buying one dozen may have to pay, let's say, 100 rupees. But a customer segment who is buying two dozen of your two dozen unit of your product, then you won't charge 200 rupees. You may charge 180 rupees, 180 or 190 rupees. So this means that a segment who is purchasing just one dozen, you are charging 100 rupees per dozen. But a segment of customer who is buying two dozen unit, you are only charging 180 or 190 rupees. So that is for one particular product, according to the quantity, you are charging different prices. And then you have variable prices. Now variable prices is for similar quantities to similar buyer, you sell them at different prices. This particular field is also more or less relevant to very closely sell retail outputs. So if you have a very local brand, or if you have a very local retailer with whom you have been purchasing the products for a very long time, in that case you develop a certain relationship with those people. In that case, when you buy a certain product, they may offer you certain discount because you are their old and loyal customers. So in that case, a person who is buying the product from them for the very first time, from them the retailer will charge the normal prices. But if you buy the same product, they may give you certain discount because you are a loyal customer to their brand. Then you have the market skimming pricing. Now market skimming is basically to take out the periphery of the market. So when a product is introduced in the market, in that case that product is very costly. Why? Because the firms who have manufactured those products, they want to make sure that the investment which they have put in for the development of that product, that investment is recovered. Now as the product life cycle of the product goes, so you have introduction stage, then you have growth stage, then you have maturity, and then you have the decline. So when you introduce the product for the very first time, you sell it at a very higher price, so that whatever you sell will help you to attain or help you to recover your investment cost. Then at the growth and the maturity stage, you start to reduce the prices because you want to earn profit. And then when the product is in decline stage, that is a new competition has entered or your product has somehow become obsolete, in that case you try to sell it at a discount. So as the product life cycle varies, the pricing also varies. The basic funda of market skimming pricing is when the product is introduced for the very first time, you charge very higher prices to recover your initial investment. Now, this type of pricing may not be successful for every kind of product. According to your product line, according to your product segment, you have to choose the pricing method. Skimming pricing is usually adopted for those products which are very innovative. That is, the product which do not have any close substitute in the market. Possibly these are the products which are very unique to the market. Then the fifth is the dual pricing. That is different prices from distant customers based on their ability to pay. So if you have taken the services of a professional firm, for example a CA firm or a legal firm or a medical attendant or medical doctor, in that case according to the ability of your income, the person charges from you. So if I belong to a well-to-do family, if I have resources, then whatever services I'll take, I'll pay the normal fee. But suppose if I belong to a poor family and I take medical services from a doctor, so in that case the doctor may end up giving me some discount. So for the same services, the supplier is giving two different customers two different prices. So this is dual pricing. Then you have premium or prestige pricing. Obviously this pricing is most relevant for products which have some sort of premiumness attached to them. That is, those products are premium, they have supreme quality, and they have unique features. So in order to manufacture these products, my production process is also very state of the art. I cannot develop a supreme quality product with a normal production capacity. So my production capacity has to be also premium. To reflect that premiumness, I also charge prices which show a little premium to them. For example, companies which are selling nowadays, you see a lot of companies who are selling organic products or products which have that sustainability tag attached to them. So the companies know that there are customers who are environment conscious. So they are going to pay you certain extra money if your product is also belong to that category. That is, your product is also organic or your product is also sustainable. So in that case, the customers which belong to this segment, they are not usually price conscious. That is, price is not relevant to them. They are going to pay extra for your product if your product is of that quality. So therefore you see premium pricing to those higher quality products. Then you have leader pricing. Now leader pricing is very interesting one. This type of pricing is relevant for those people who are selling a bunch of product. So suppose I have 5 products in my product line A, B, C, D, E. So what will I do? I will reduce the price of product A and product B. Now what will that do? It will attract customers to my shop. Now those customers who are there in my shop to buy product A and B because they are sold at discount, they may also end up buying the non-discounted product, that is C, D, E. In this case, I will be able to increase the sale of the other products which are not being sold at discount because I used certain products to attract the customers. So the products which I am sort of sacrificing, A and B in my example, those products are become loss leaders. So that is, they are leading to increase my sales, but my sales or my profits are not generating from those segments. Then you have psychological pricing. I'm sure you must have visited to any chain store like Big Bazaar or Vishal Mega Mart, and you must have seen the pricing like 49 rupees, 19 rupees, 99 rupees. So these are not complete numbers. So it is not a whole 200 number. The price is not 200, it is 199. The price is not 100, it is 99. Even if you see when you go to KFCs and when you go to Domino's, they also have this sort of pricing. These are not complete. So pizza will not be 550 rupees. It will be 549 rupees. The pizza won't be 350 rupees. It will be 349 rupees. So this is psychological pricing. So in that case, what happens? Instead of seeing the number 350, when a customer sees the product 349, so it creates a psychological influence in the mind of the buyer that he is buying a cheaper product. So with a play in the digits, instead of selling my product at 50, I'm selling at 49. So it brings a psychological condition in the mind of the buyer that he is buying a cheaper product. Then you have price leaning. Now price leaning is the pricing which is used by the retailers. It is simply pricing decision in the future. So for example, in my product line, I will have an okay product, a good product, and a better product. And according to these quality, I will decide the price. So retailers usually offer better product and better assortment of product at different level. So a okay quality product will be sold at a cheaper price, but the same product of a better quality will be sold at a higher price. So I have lined my prices according to the quality of the product. And then finally we have resale price maintenance. Sorry, the second last is resale price maintenance. Now resale price maintenance, it is the pricing which is followed by the manufacturers. Manufacturers know that in the mind of the consumer there is a psychology that a cheaper product may be of a cheaper quality. And if I am selling through distributors, that is, there is a distribution channel involved. This distribution channel we are going to cover in the next chapters. So if I have a bunch of distributors involved, wholesalers, agents, retailers, so those people, in order to clean up their inventories or in order to sell their product quickly, they might end up selling my product at a cheaper price to the customer. I don't want customers to associate my product with a cheaper quality because of the cheaper prices. So what will I say? I will enter into a resale price agreement with my distributors, whereby I will tell them that they are not allowed to sell my product at a lower price. So for example, I am selling through a wholesaler. I am selling my product to the wholesaler for 190 rupees. Now I will enter into an agreement with my distributor wherein I will tell him that if he wants to resell my product, he will resell it at least at rupees 200. So now I have maintained a resale price of 200, that if the distributor wants to sell this product further, either to a retailer or to customer directly, he cannot sell it below 200 rupees. This way I am able to protect my interest. The manufacturer is able to protect its own interest because now the product will be sold at a minimum level. So in the mind of the consumer, the cheaper product, cheaper quality funda will not come in. So this will help create a brand image in the market. Then you have everyday low pricing. Again, this you see in the products which you use on a daily basis. So you buy vegetables and you buy fruits on a daily basis. Now the supply and demand of these products, especially the perishable goods, it keeps on changing on day-to-day basis. Although more or less you find that the prices of the vegetables in a bracket, they remain constant, but provided their demand and supply also remain constant. Now if you buy vegetables today and you buy vegetables after 1 day or 2 day or 3 day, the price may vary because the demand and supply of this product may vary. So according to the time, prices are set. Then you have team pricing. Now team pricing is basically when you sell a bunch of product together. So you are selling product A, B and C individually also, and you also make a combo pack. So in a combo pack, that is the assortment of product A, B and C, you will sell it at a lower price. Lower price compared to the price in which those products may have sold individually. So product A, B and C, let's say are 100, 50 and 40 rupees. So if I buy them individually, I'll have to pay 190 rupees. But the manufacturer may also assemble this product in a single basket and sell it for 150 rupees. So if I am selling it a product bundle, I may end up selling it at a lower price. The same thing you see in the quick service restaurants of specifically the McDonald's. They sell you a happy meal. So in a happy meal you have a burger, you have french fries and you have cold drink. So if you buy them individually, they might cost you, but if you buy them in a happy meal, then it is going to cost you less. So this is all about team pricing, and these are all the pricing methods which are usually followed by the industry. With this we end our topic. I hope you like my video. If you did, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.